not be here today because he is in court. We will be scheduling another meeting before our next regularly scheduled meeting to discuss some of these issues. That date has not yet been determined yet, and we certainly will advertise that when the time comes and when that date has been determined. It will be after Labor Day. So, that said, is there any public comment on the agenda items today?
Can I present it till the end, because I don't know what's on the agenda, can I do public comments at the end?
Yes, we will.
Okay.
Yes. Is there anyone else that would like to speak on that? Seeing none, we'll move on. We did not have executive session this morning or before the meeting, so there are no items to contend with. May I have a motion for the approval of the July 18th minutes, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments on those? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. You have in front of you the Chief Financial Officer's report. Are there any questions on items A through E? Seeing none, received and filed. May I have a motion, please, for items F and G? That would be the ratification of expenditures wires and the request for approval of the 2018 audited financial statements.
So moved.
Thank you so much. Any questions or comments on those areas? Seeing none, may we have a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Andriol?
Mr. Andriol for the approval of the Chief Financial Officer's report.
Yes.
Mr. Butler?
Yes.
Mr. Schmento?
Yes.
Ms. Rachel?
Yes.
Dr. Lewis West?
Yes.
Mr. McGinn?
Yes.
Mr. Shelton?
Here.
Mrs. Smith?
Yes. Solicitor is not here today, as I mentioned, so we'll move on to the Director of Engineering report. We have in front of you items A through E, requests, and there's the extra one after. May I have a motion to approve items A through E?
So moved. Second.
Are there any questions or comments on those reports, on those requests? Seeing none, may we have a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Andriol?
All on the engineering's report?
Paul, on the engineering report.
Mr. Butler?
Yes.
Mr. Schmento?
Yes.
Ms. Rachel?
Yes.
Dr. Lewis West?
Yes.
Mr. McGinn?
Yes.
Mr. Shelton?
Yes.
Mrs. Smith?
Yes. Thank you. We have one more item in the Director of Engineering report, a recommendation that we give it for receipt of bids for the replacement of the chlorine scrubber media at the Attleboro treatment plant. May I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Thank you. Any questions on this? Later? Seeing none, may we have a roll call vote on that item, please?
Mr. Andriol?
It's a request to approve acceptance of bids, Paul.
Mr. Butler?
Yes.
Mr. Schmento?
Yes.
Ms. Rachel?
Yes.
Dr. Lewis West?
Yes.
Mr. McGinn?
Yes.
Mr. Shelton?
Yes.
Mrs. Smith?
Yes. Thank you.
Motion.
Question, Paul? Go ahead.
The number one gate project on this time.
And the question was regarding Candy?
The question was, repeat the question, Paul, if you would.
It is not. Probably another 6 weeks, it'll be ready to be placed back in service. We'll be moving over to number 2, once we get number 1 back in service later this fall.
Thank you. Moving on to the report on personnel, are there any questions or comments relative to that? There's none. Seeing none and received and filed.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Not in particular person, anyway. Is there going to be a replacement of the position for the person that was terminated? If that was the case, if the person was terminated?
Mike, you want to answer that at this point?
If positions need to be filled, we can discuss it with our department and make a decision, yes.
Thank you. Received and filed. I don't believe I have a business development report, but unless you have something further you want to add. Okay, thank you. Received and filed. Mr. Judge?
Nothing to report at this time.
Thank you. Do you have any unfinished business? Does the board have anything that it cares to bring up?
Yes, I do.
Mrs. Smith?
Okay, probably to mention the summer intern program. I believe it was successful. I'm seeing the students here, but I know we had a small, I wrote it as students, the young people, they're not sure. They fared very well. They were very interested in what they were learning. And one of the things that they learned is going to help them, those who are going to college and those who are just going into the workforce. So kudos once again to that particular program. Another question I have is about the meter project. What is the status of that? I mean, we were doing that for some period of time. I never heard of any closure.
The meters continue to be replaced.
Yes.
We're doing them on a regular basis now through normal operations. And we will have a program this fall to present to the board about the AIM program, which is the electronic reading, and remote reading of meters. We did a successful test program in the area around the main office building, because that's where we had the antenna. We did about 2,000 properties then, and it was successful, so we're working with the company now, Census, to expand that and to get prices on that. So we expect to start to roll that out, God willing, this fall, but we'll present it to the board later on before we do that.
Okay, because those meters were replaced because of the fact that they weren't getting, people were getting not actual readings, but estimate reading.
Correct. Our estimate readings have dropped drastically over the last 2 years because of the replacement program that we have. So we're down to what we feel is a reasonable amount because of the faults, no matter where. We're down into low single digits, anywhere between 4 to 6% of our meters are estimates right now, and there's no industry standard, but we feel that that's a good number for Chester Water Authority, because there's every month there's so many that fail because of age, and you can get out there and replace them.
Okay, so the refunds, all those money that people had to get money back because of overestimating, is that also going to be lower?
That number should be lower, yes, but refunds will continue because of the way that either people move in and out of properties, and because of estimates, sometimes they do not get read. We try to go back. If we find that a meter that didn't work, we'll go back and we'll do a hand meter reading, and if that doesn't work, we'll get an estimate, but the estimate bills have been going down. The estimate refunds have been going down over the last about a year now.
Okay. I have another question that I need to bring up as a matter. Everybody reads the paper. We know what took place yesterday at the local government in the city of Chester. Now, I'm inquiring because of what took place. I am, at this time, I want to make a motion that the person that does the video does not do the video anymore because of the confrontation that took place at this local government yesterday. So I move that on the floor if I may at this time.
Is there a second to that? I'm sorry, was there a second? All right, it's time for comment on that particular motion before we deal with it or table it.
I'd like to weigh in on it.
Yes, sir.
I feel quite the opposite as far as having somebody from CWA videotaping or being represented at what's happening at council meetings. I believe that what transpires at those meetings is important to the livelihood of this organization. And what I mean by that is, just to use this week as an example, and I'm sure there's many other illustrations that would just show that on the agenda, as far as the city is concerned, on Monday, they had nothing in there pertaining to CWA. But then at meeting time, there's a proposal that talks about the assets of CWA and how the city wants to move forward on that. I think if we don't know that, then we're just going to be dumb, blind, and stupid as far as operation of this organization. I'm concerned about the function of CWA. I'm not concerned about what the finance situation is in the city of Chester, Delaware County, or Chester County. I'm only concerned about what impact this is going to have on the ratepayers that I represent.
Thank you, Joe.
Okay,
At this point,
if you misunderstood what I was saying, I did not say, do not videotape, that's not what I said. I said, you might need to change the person who is videotaping because of the confrontation that seems to be held during those meetings. That is what I said. I'm all for openness and transparency all the time.
well,
That's all I'm making.
at this point in time, I determined that we're going to table that discussion to our solicitors here, because I'm not sure we can focus on one individual at a board level. And since I'm unclear, pardon me? Do I need a motion? I believe I do. Motion's right. All right, I have a motion to table. Are you taking a motion to table the motion?
I think we do need to table it because we don't know what's going to come out of that incident.
That's
Okay, so now it could enter into some sort of litigation, and I don't think we can speak on that or vote on that, you know. So, I mean, I do like to get the opinion of the solicitors in this matter.
Tom.
Yeah, so I thank you for the motion. At this point, I would support tabling till we have more information. Frankly, I haven't seen the video yet. I'd like to understand internally from our HR organization, from our management team, you know, sort of what transpired, and from, you know, I haven't heard both sides of the story yet. So I'd like to, before I would vote to take action on that, I would prefer to do that.
Are you seconding the motion?
So I would second the motion to take.
Thank you.
Now, you can't second the
Motion.
motion.
Yeah, you can motion to get proceed.
Tabling the motion.
But I'd like to, the process, we will say.
We can comment now on the tabling motion as well as the motion. Dr. West?
Be sure that we're clear on what the motion is, because it's not about videotaping a meeting for information. Right now, it's about the individual who does that taping.
And I think that's clear to the board. And I think the motion to table it is the appropriate thing to do until we get counsel on this, because we do not want to target an individual until all the facts are known. We don't want to target an individual at all. So at this point in time, I would like a roll call vote on the tabling motion, please.
Mr. Andrew?
There's a vote to table the motion, Paul. I'm losing you, Paul.
I'm down to be heard.
Okay.
Mr. Schmetto?
Yes.
Ms. Neitzel?
Yes.
Dr. Lewis West?
Now,
Mr. McGinn?
Yes.
Mr. Shelton?
No.
And Mrs. Smith?
no,
Motion to table is passed.
Yes, for table.
I did.
For table.
Motion to table. Are there any other comments or board business before we go to public comment?
Yes.
Mr. McGinn?
Yes. been in attendance to these meetings in the past, I've talked about the illustration pertaining to the iceberg. And for those of you that haven't been here, as far as the iceberg is concerned, we all know that the iceberg is only a small part of the iceberg is visible, and the larger portion of the iceberg is invisible. I think that's where we're at right now. I think we see a lot of different things going on. They're kind of like contradict one another, some of them play into one another, but we really don't know what's going on with a lot of different things, whether it's on the state level, whether it's on a local level, whether it's involved as far as the city is concerned, everything. Having said that, I would ask that we have a report, and maybe this report comes from our litigation attorney, on what the Chester City is doing by interfering with the operation of Chester Water Authority. I believe that what the city says in the paper is a complete contradiction to what actions that they have been taking. The city wants to interfere with the operation of CWA by wanting the courts to require CWA to get written permission to borrow money. Written permission from another entity. When we've been talking about borrowing money since March of this year, we all voted in favor, the board members, which the city has 3 representatives on, in favor of borrowing money. The money is going to be used for capital projects, projects that we need to be doing, rather than talking about litigation, and more litigation. It's a perfect opportunity to borrow money. Interest rates are at an all-time low. And I'm just very confused, and now when I say I'm confused, I get questions from ratepayers asking me what's going on. And it's like, I don't know what's going on. I'm confused. So I'm hoping that if we can get a report on where we're at and where this is taking place, that we'll have some clarity. For example, the city was ordered by the courts not to take any action to dissolve or attempt to dissolve, and not interfere with the day-to-day operations of the Chester Water Authority. But this week, passed a proposal to seek a potential buyer for CWA assets. Is that confusing? It is to me. So I'm just looking for some direction, and I want to be able to have some answers for the ratepayers that are asking questions on what's going on. Secondly, I would ask for a report from management on the cost of security for our workers that actually work in the city. My questions are, do we have to have security for our workers in other communities? Is it our obligation that we have to provide a safe working environment for our workers? The answer is absolutely positively. But is there a way that we can manage those costs or cut those costs? Can we share this cost with other utilities? What are other utilities that have workers that are in the city? Are they providing a safe working environment for their workers? These are all just questions. Questions that I think that we need some answers to. Third, I would also ask for a report on the safety of our workers at public meetings. How did Mr. Turner fall through the doorway when he was at the Chester City meeting? Do we need to provide security for our workers that go to a public meeting? We need to have the meetings taped because of the illustration that I just mentioned earlier. What's on the agenda may not look like that there's anything pertaining to CWA. However, at meeting day, all of a sudden there is something that's going on. There are 3 things that I would ask, and I would ask that we have these reports by next month. Or at our next meeting, if we're having one before that. Thank you.
I don't think we need a motion for that, but we can ask Mr. Judge, would you make sure that we have those reports, please?
I will share that with the solicitor on issue number 1, and the issue number 2 and 3, we will have an answer for you for the next meeting.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Paul, you said? Paul? I think I lost him. Not forever. Are there any other comments? We'll have a meeting. Can we have that by the special meeting?
Yes,
Thank you.
items number 2 and 3, I can say yes to. Number 1, I'll have to share that and make sure that the solicitor gets that information done to him. But I would say yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I just ask a question on that? You feel the need that there is security needed for items number 2 and 3?
I do. Over the past, since January of this year, February of this year, we have hired security officers to support our staff in certain locations because of areas and history that has been going on in areas, and we want to protect them. Last fall, one of our employees was confronted, robbed basically of his personal stuff and CWA equipment when he was on the job at a location. And then as I followed this, I also read about the individual in the city of Wilmington who was out doing his job. 2 gas workers, I don't know if they were contractors or actual Wilmington Gas employees, and one was shot doing their job. So in order for, my personal opinion is that in order for our employees to be safe and secure doing their job, because they are in a hole with their heads down, we need to have somebody that's visible and watching the area around where they work. And if there's areas that I see are reported back to me that they need to have security in any part of the towns that we do, I will come back here and tell you that that's where we need to have security for those employees. Because their security, I tell them this since the first day I came here, their safety and security is the number 1 thing that I'm concerned about. Every day when they come here, safety, and I work, and then we've done things to help them improve their safety record and improve the work environment that they work with. Safety, security is extremely important to me, and they have to feel that when they're working on pipes in the ground, that they don't have to worry about someone coming around and stealing equipment, whether our equipment or their personal equipment, or doing bodily harm to our employees.
And that's for item number 2, and I concur with that.
Yes.
One item number 2, but then you said item number 3. You're saying come into different meetings.
That I don't know. I will investigate it
Okay.
and get back to you with the report.
Because if it happens in one municipality, it should be across the board. If any employee goes to any municipality, if you're going to go with that direction to provide security for them.
I understand your comments. We'll take that into consideration. Thank you.
Excuse me, Mr. Judge.
Oh,
Let us see a list of incidents for the last maybe year.
Well, fortunately, because of our security that we started in March, we've had certain incidents, and I don't like to talk about security in public because we try to keep that thing, but there have been minor incidents now of employees with our security team that if they weren't there, could have been escalated.
So,
I feel very confident that with, because of what happened in November, maybe December, I think it was November, okay, that with the security guards that we call, and I don't want to downgrade them, I call them security guards because they're more than that, okay, that the incidents that occurred would have escalated and could have led to injury to our employees if those individuals were not there to see what was, and to downgrade it. And the nice thing about the security firms that we are using, they are very comfortable and have a good working relationship with the police departments that they go into. And they call right away, and they diffuse the incident until the local police come.
Mr. Judge, to answer Dr. West's question, I'm sure that any kind of incidents like that are documented by our security people, and if we need to go back maybe
Yes.
2 years or something, if you could provide, an incident report, that would probably be very helpful.
Will do.
Thank you.
And, see, if you remember, said that we want every employee to be safe.
Absolutely.
To the job that they've been doing all these years. And we are the ones that recommended that in the beginning. So we are recommended
Right.
100%.
No doubt about it, this board has been very supportive of that topic and making sure that the employees are secure in the work environment that they live.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. Thank you, Mr. Shelton. Are there any other board comments or business anyone wants to bring to the table? Seeing none, I think we're ready for public comment. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Dr. West, did you say? No? Okay. Now we're ready for public comment. Anyone? This question? Yeah, come on.
Can she-
You
can she
wanna-
come down?
Can you come down so we can kind of turn the microphone on?
So we can hear what she's saying.
That's cool.
Good afternoon, Claire Fleischman, Oxford, Pennsylvania.
Thank you.
First, I wanted to commend this board, management, and staff of the Chester Water Authority. I'm extremely impressed with what I've observed since I've been following the activities since the attempted purchase of the Chester Water Authority. I think it's extremely unfortunate that we're in the circumstances that, or you are in the circumstances that you're in because of your success, I guess we could say. I attended the Chester County Commissioners' Sunshine Meeting on Tuesday of this week, and there were some questions that were not answered. I'm not sure if they were going to be or if they were just left undone. And they have to do with the one of the appointees from Chester County, Mr. Chiamento. I don't know if I need to direct the questions to the chair or to Mr. Chiamento. So first, is it true that you asked not to be reappointed for a second term in 2017? And was it true that you received a request from Chris Franklin of Aqua America to receive a presentation about
Yes.
the offer prior to the board's deliberation? And and I guess even though it was several years ago, is it true that you held the position of the Director of Public Affairs for Aqua America?
Yeah, from 1995 to 1999.
I guess I just would offer then that if Mr. Christopher Burkett, who was on this board until July, resigned from this board because of potential conflict of interest having to do with his firm's work for Aqua, I guess I just wanted to raise the question of whether there could possibly be a conflict having held a position for Aqua, given these circumstances and ongoing activities with her involvement legally, et cetera, and of the previous involvement.
I don't think we're in a position to answer that unless
I just wanted to raise the question.
Okay, well, we thank you, and that would be up to the solicitor to discuss any further with that, and, we are talking about 30 years ago, so I know you're that old, frankly, but no disrespect, but we'll wait for our solicitor to determine that. Thank you. Is there anyone else that would care? Yes, ma'am, Mr. Kamala? If you could give us your name?
Sure. My name is Peggy Ann Russell, and I'm an Oxford Borough resident, and we purchased water from CWA, and we're grateful for that. And we're grateful for the rate we pay.
Thank you.
And we know, and I should tell you that I'm also on the Oxford Borough Council, but I'm here not with them. I'm here as a resident. However, I do know that they have sent much documentation along the last couple of months saying that the residents are requesting, please, that this not be sold. And that you do whatever you possibly can to keep it just the way it is. Not only do we appreciate the water, but we appreciate the employees. We appreciate our neighbors who work for you, our good friends who work for you, and even the people who pray next to us in our churches who work for you. We've got a great team of people, and we thank you.
We thank you for your kind comments. Is there anyone else who would care to address the board? motion to adjourn, please?
So moved.
Second.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.